Yo guys, what is up? It's your boy Kayle1v9 here and welcome to a brand new video. Today I want to give you 5 tips for Kayle that will help you reach your goals at the end of the season, so let's just get right into it. The first tip is to rethink your rune choice every single game. I know, most people already know this, but especially when I do coaching or review OPGGs, I see a lot of basic rune mistakes that might have a bigger impact on the game than you might think. A basic example is bone plating. I see tons of players still run this, even though it might be good in small amount of matchups, it's just not that optimal in most games. And let me tell you why. Bone plating is designed to help against all-ins and small combo trades. But in most scenarios your opponent will just use an ability or when he's ranged an auto attack to proc it, and then it's pretty much wasted. I won't go too in depth about it, but I'm sure you know what I mean. This also applies for other runes such as Legend Tenacity instead of Legend Alacrity, or Cutdown or Last Stand. My second tip is to get into the game with a plan. This might sound obvious for some people, but even in Masters, people don't know what to do. They don't really have a game plan. So let's just quickly talk about what Kayle's game plan should be and what you need to do. First of all, I want you to think of one goal that you want to achieve this game. Like, not dying pre-6, having more farm at X minutes than your opponent, or more in-depth goals like what you want to do with the wave. Like, slow pushing it, freezing it depending on what you want to achieve. This is one of the most important topics, so if you want to see an extra video on that, there's plenty of stuff to cover, then please let me know in the comments down below. But overall, a solid game plan for Kayle should be to play safe early on, don't play for your team, play for yourself, farm up, and once you're 11, go to a side lane, and once you hit 16, just group up and 1v9 the game. The third tip is more of a mental tip, but I promise you this one is the most important one for me, and it might be for you as well. Never surrender. And by that I mean never. Solo queue can be so random most of the times, and usually the team that is doing less mistakes will win. No one plays perfect. Everyone will fuck up. So even if it's 5 to 20, don't tilt. Remember your goal is to hit level 16, get your items, and then just 1v9 the game. As long as the Nexus isn't destroyed, it's not over. I know, you're probably thinking, well, Lucas, that's just such a dumb advice. But the people who watch my streams know that in most games I don't go ahead out of lane, and even if I do, the game is already over for the enemy team. Most games I obviously have to play from behind, and I still manage to win so many of these games, simply because my mental is just as hard as my big bazooka, guys. Bazooka. And this leads me to my fourth tip for today's video. Your mental. I get it. The reason why you're not climbing is not because you play bad, or you're not even aware of all these mistakes you're doing. No, the reason why you can't climb is because every game your jungler ins your lane, or doesn't help you, your bot lane is 215 by 10 minutes, or top lane is getting solo killed the 4th time in 3 minutes. It's in human nature that we rather look at other people's mistakes than our own. It can be hard to accept that you might have fucked up, and it's not even your team's fault you're losing this game. But let me tell you this, guys. You, and only you, not your jungler, neither your bot lane, nor the other solo lane is the reason why you can't climb. It is just your fault. You control how you play. You can't control what one of your teammates is doing. You can't control whether your opponent is better or not. But what you can do is control how you play. I promise you, if you play your best every single game, you will climb. In order to carry games, you need to be better than the other 9 players in this game. And now think about it. Are you really this good already, or are you still struggling with farming, trading, map awareness, decision making, champion mechanics, itemization, or any of these? There are always something to improve on, you just need to be aware of it. So, don't tilt when you lose a game, but rather take it as an opportunity to learn from it. Improving is a process that doesn't come overnight. You need to work for it, but don't give up. I believe in you. And for my last tip, learn to track the jungler. This is one of the most broken skills for any laner to learn. You will never get ganked again or die to the most obvious gank. There's some really good jungle tracking videos out there. I will link one for you in the description down below. In order to track the jungler, all you need to do is just identify where he starts, and you also need a good amount of map awareness. Are you looking at the minimap at all? If so, how frequent? You can get so many informations just from looking at the minimap. If you're also struggling with this, there's a really good video out there that you can just play in the background of your games, and it will beep every few seconds to remind you to look at the minimap. Do this for a few games, and you will be stunned by the results. And that's it for today's video. I hope you could learn something new. please leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and also consider subscribing. I also stream daily on Twitch, so if you want to watch, click the link in the description. I wish you a wonderful day, stay healthy, and I see you in the next video.